Hello guys, this is Drakor, back on my YouTube channel with a new review for you. Today it is going to be the Power Rangers Dino Fury Amazon exclusive 5-pack. Now, these are basically the same figures that you would get if you ended up getting the single-carded figures, with some slight additions that make them exclusive to the Amazon 5-pack. So, first of all, the packaging is different. It's all packed in one box. I've already gotten rid of the box, unfortunately, but it wasn't that crazy. Like, the inside artwork was pretty cool, but the outside was basically a coloring page with the Red Ranger on it. And then when you open it up, there's no bubbles, there's nothing like that. There's just some more pictures from the actual show featuring the Rangers on it, and then all these guys individually are tied in there with like these paper the paper ties they use instead of the plastic twist ties now. And each of these guys right here, the keys, are just packaged in some tissue paper to keep them from getting rubbed and damaged, or they attempt to keep them from doing that. Same thing with the sabers. All the sabers are packaged in those type of packagings, and then you also you also get this gold buckle to hold the keys. That is part of the reason this is an exclusive. That gold buckle can only be gotten, and let's just go ahead and grab it. Let's hope Amelia didn't fall over. She did. Cool. So first, one of the things that makes this exclusive is this golden buckle. It's only available in the 5-pack. It's designed to look much like the Ranger's own belt buckle and function in pretty much the same manner. Our keys, the American keys here, do not fold. And these are the same ones you would get. Hold on. Let's fix the camera a little bit. There we go. These are the same keys you would get in the individual packs. Nothing different about these. But yeah, these in the Japanese show would fold. And so you have the head on this side for the Megazord, because these can be used as Megazord heads. But then you can also fold this part over in the Japanese version, and that would make where it would just look like a dinosaur head. Does not happen in the US version. Price cutting measure, possibly a safety issue with like springs and stuff. Not sure. I know these are geared towards kids like 3 to 8 or higher, but lowest is like 3-year-olds, maybe 4-year-olds. Anyways, but so these keys are then for the Rangers, what they use to morph into the Rangers on this side, and they're typically stored in their belt buckle. And so in the Japanese one, this would be folded up, but here in the American one, it does not fold. It just kind of goes in there, rest, and you clip it shut. And then you can just pop it back open. So, seconds of fun. And Zeto's going to take a tumble because I knocked him over a little bit. Okay, so that's the first thing that makes it exclusive. We'll set that off to the side. The other thing that makes it exclusive is, if you notice, all the Rangers are holding the same saber they actually use in the show. The single-carded version does not come with those sabers. It comes with US exclusive weapons that are specifically geared towards each Ranger's powers. Like, he's got a pair of daggers that look like Triceratops horns. I think she's got like a mace, etc. He has a sword, but a very different sword than the one he's holding now. And then Green and Black, the Green and Black Ranger has not been released in single-carded packs. And that is also why this is an exclusive, because the only way you're going to get the normal suit Green and Black Ranger is in this Amazon exclusive, because for some reason they decided, no one wants the whole team in their regular costumes. We will be getting a green and black later in later releases, but it will be with their Dino Key power-ups. So, as of right now, until something changes, the only way you were getting Javi and his sister Izzy here, the only way you're getting those are in the Amazon exclusive 5-pack. So let's take a look at them. So basically they all have the same articulation, but I'm going to look at one of the guys, and well, we'll look at all of them closer, but for like articulation, I'm only going to use one of the guys for an example and one of the girls as an example. So we'll start with Zeto, the Red Ranger of Dino Fury, leader of the team. He is an alien from, I forget the name of his planet, but he is the one who gets the other Rangers to join him and help with his fight after being in stasis for a while and finding out that Void Knight has awakened and is trying to get the Sporex beast to power up some type of machine for him. They don't know what it does. They just know it's dangerous, and just Sporex beast running amok anyways is dangerous. So as you can see, his head is on a ball joint. Left, right. You can go up and down, but you can't go up very, very far. That's like just looking straight ahead. But then you can go down that much. Like I said, full 360 because it's a ball joint. Could probably pop that off. Shoulders don't quite do a full T-pose. Well, yeah, they kind of do. Yeah, they do. But not much more than that. So you got that, but then you also got 360 rotation here. Bit over 90 degrees elbow joint. But then you also have a elbow swivel. Yeah, some of these joints are kind of tough on, like a little bit tight on them. But that's good. I'd rather have the tighter joints than the looser ones. Legs can kick forward that much. Can kick back, not really at all. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's pretty similar to actual human anatomy. He can do well over the full splits. In fact, that's not natural. Can kick out that far. I think I've already done that. He doesn't have a thigh swivel. Keep in mind, these are the basic figures, not the more collector-driven Lightning collection. This is basically the figure you would get your nephew, your niece, your kid. I enjoy them too, though. I mean, they're good figures. I mean, yeah, they're not super detailed, but they're good. Knee joint, over 90 degrees in each of them, with the swivel right here. And that's about it for the articulation. A couple things to note is the details on him is actually pretty good, again, for being such a basic figure. As you can see, he is holding his saber in his hand. And I think this is called a Fury Saber. I'm not sure. And as you can see, like, it's not super painted, but the molding is actually really good on the dinosaur head and the blade itself. And it's just a silver blade on a black handle, but it gets the job done. And then, if you look at his morpher, it also is actually, while only painted black, is actually quite detailed, quite well detailed in sculpt. So, color-wise, everything is painted that needs to be painted. There are some QC issues, like this is a glossy black, but there are areas of matte paint where it looks like they missed the gloss. His belt is the correct gold, but there's some spillover, and that's true to like all the figures. There's just like it's a spillover or places where it didn't quite get the gold where it should have, or got on where it shouldn't have. Same thing with the boots, but I mean they're painted in the right places, so it's good. And then yeah, you got the gold bands. The silver on the helmet is correct. The blue eyes. That's also correct. Biggest gripe would have to be, if you notice right here on the legs, and also, it's not as noticeable on the arms, but on the legs, you see the red plastic that they use for the joint is clearly a very different color and possibly a very different plastic makeup. It feels like it's a cheaper plastic. It kind of scares me sometimes because I'm like, I'm going to break this hinge joint when I move it. At least when you first move it, it kind of feels like that. But so far nothing, and it seems to be working fine. Just a couple paint hiccups, but I can deal with that. We'll set him aside. And then you also have his Ranger Key, or his Dino Fury Key. This is the Megazord side, so what you would do is you would take this, and if you had the Deluxe Megazord, you would slot this into the top of the Megazord, and you'd have a different head. And there's a different head for each formation. This is the main formation's head. But there's also that little tooth right there. And that's when you put in the morpher on this side with his little foil sticker knight motif. And that's actually what they use to morph, and that's like, so like the ancient power that they're using is that to turn into the Ranger. But when you put that in this way, it will read the little spike and give you a sound specifically for this Ranger, which is the Red Ranger. Now, this is not as detailed as the one on the that comes with the Deluxe Megazord. That one actually has silver and black up here. And this is all molded. So not a sticker, but it's also not painted. So, and I think, other than this not flipping and having the correct side for that, the head detail on this is almost the same as the Japanese, maybe less. I do know that the ones that come with the Zords actually have more paint than the Japanese ones. So that's it for his key. Now, so for the girls, they have the same articulation and the same body type, but it's a little different because Amelia has a skirt and then Izzy doesn't. But we'll start with Amelia because I think I said I was only going to do one of each, but I think I will show the difference between her and Izzy because it's slight differences. So they basically have the exact same articulation except for the girls, since their heads are almost the same size as the guys, but the neck is smaller, they have a lot more range. You can swivel all the way around, look up, higher than the guys can, look down way more than the guys can. Same T-pose possibilities. Same elbow joint for over 90 degrees. And then the same swivel. That's on both sides. No waist articulation on these guys, but Power Rangers basic figures hardly ever do. Now, whereas the guys could kick up really easy, Amelia has a little bit of trouble because she does have a skirt, but it is a softer plastic, so it kind of pushes out of the way. It still makes it a little more difficult, but it can get the full kick up. Kick back. She can actually kick back a little more than the guy, despite having the skirt on there. She can also do the ridiculously more than the full splits that the guys can. And then she also has same knee joint. Oh, Ollie's gonna fall. It's fine. We'll put him back. Or we'll just let him fall. Either way. Anyways, so same knee joint. Same little swivel. And then, before we start discussing her details, I'm just going to point out that same exact sculpt, just no skirt on Izzy. Which actually makes her move a lot better than most of the other figures. In fact, I think out of all of them, and we'll go back to her, but out of all of them, I think she has the best articulation. So the details have the same kind of issues as the Red Ranger did, but then there's some additional ones. Like you can see here on the gloss paint, it looks like they had left something on there that like made the made the paint come off. Like they had maybe some paper had gotten stuck to it or something, and they pulled it off, and it left a big spot where you can see the pink shining through. Others have similar things, like the little divots right here where you can see, again, the gloss paint is gone. But that's probably the most egregious thing I found in the set, was you can literally see the paint, the pink paint, through the black paint on there. Which is unfortunate. I mean, overall it's still good, but I guess you could hardly notice that until I pointed it out, but it's still one of the things that kind of irks me. As you can see, same great molded details, same kind of sloppily painted belt. It's the exact same morpher, exact same blade with the molded detail. Her head is painted correctly with the blue eyes and the silver visor. And all in all, she's pretty great. And there's her key. This is the Ranger mode. That's kind of hard to see because of the lighting I have going here. But that's the one she uses to morph. And that's when they're doing her Hammer Zord formation with the Megazord. Just plop that in, and that's the new Megazord head. Moving on to Izzy. Like I said I would, because, as I said, same exact articulation as Amelia, with the exception of the fact that because she doesn't have a skirt, her kicking up is like way better, but then also same thing, like she can kick back better than the guys because you can kind of, because of the slider frame, you can move it around easier and get behind, get her leg behind her. But yeah, everything else is the exact same articulation, exact same saber. And then you have her silver visor with the orange eyes, which I think in the actual show, they're, I think, gold, but they decided to go with orange. Again, same problem I have with the Red Ranger and the Pink Ranger had it too. The joints, the actual area where the pins into the leg to make the joint is a different color plastic, and it's a very different color plastic, very noticeable. Again, I still like them, but it's just minor nitpicks that kind of annoy me. Now here's her key. Now, cool thing about this, again, because her figure and her and Javi's figure are only available in the set right now, this is the only way you're getting this key. And Javi's key. Anyways, as you can see, that's her Morphed Ranger Key, the one she uses to change into her Ranger form. And there's the one for her Zord combination. Now, you can get the Zord combination one with the Megazord, because that comes with all 5. Or, well, depending if you get the Amazon pack, it comes with all 5. But then also there's a pack with 2 Zords each, and then the red Zord by itself, and they each come with their actual Zord key. So, but it's different. It's different. Like if you want this one with the really cool looking sticker, this is the only way you're getting it. Again, I could be misremembering this, but the eyes here I think should be gold instead of orange, but they're orange. So who knows? But yeah, same thing. We'll put that to the side. And then, yeah, I mean, literally, basically the exact same setup for Ollie, the Blue Ranger, as the Red Ranger. Exact same. Now, one thing I do want to point out is in the first releases of the single carded pack, this whole plate thing here was painted silver. Like this whole middle piece was silver too. Whereas in the show, much like this, it's got actually a blue part in it. But they had painted all the way to back here silver on the first release. So now this is not the only way you can get this version with the correct helmet, because some of the single carded ones have started. Whoops, my thumb was in the way. But sorry, here, let me show you again. See that? That was all painted silver on the original release of him. But you can get it painted correctly like this in the individual packs now as well, because of the fact that they fixed that, and a second run now has the correct one. Red eyes, everything's perfect. Same minor mistakes. His key. Yeah, time's kind of running over what I was thinking, so I'm going to try and speed this along. But there's his key and the Zord side. And then, last but not least, another one that is exclusive to this set is Javi. And Javi's actually, the joint issue is actually way more noticeable on him. Like, it's like a weird dingy gray plastic, which is, I don't know, it's kind of, it just kind of takes away from it for me. But other than that, he's still perfectly well painted, same articulation. Helmet is correct. Show accurate. And overall, still a good figure. And then his key, we'll take a better look at this, because this is also one of the ones you can only get in this pack. In all its metallic awesomeness. And then its Zord side. So that is basically all of them. We'll just kind of move them back in here, one by one. That's basically all of them. And I do like this pack. It's just not without its issues. I'm glad to have it. I'm glad to have the regular version of black and green, because I would have not liked to not have that. And I do hope they kind of come to their senses and actually do a single card release of them. But it doesn't seem likely. It seems like they're actually going to, again, when they release the single carded ones, they're going to be the powered up versions with their keys. So I hope you enjoyed. Check out Amazon.com for these. They weren't that expensive at all. I think it ended up being like $10 per figure when you added it all up, which is great. I mean, that's a good price for figures nowadays. Again, not collector's grade, but at the same time, some of the stuff people collect now, like old school Ninja Turtles and Star Wars, they weren't for collectors back then, and then they became it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help, because it gives me a little traction in the space to bring new and better videos. Still kind of new to this, but I'm working on trying to bring you the best reviews I can. And enjoy your day, and I'll see you later.